In a few days' time, I'm going to be making a video about rare Irish jazz records. Now, only a handful of jazz records were ever made in Ireland, so they're rare. But before I make that video, I thought I'd make a very short video about one record in particular, and bear with me. There's one particular record I'd like to talk about, and that is Ozone, Noel Kelehan. Is it Quintet or Quartet? Quintet. This is on the Cargo label. And it was released in, oh God, I haven't done my research. Whenever it was released, 1970, 71, something like that. The exact date's not really important. Now the record itself is on blue vinyl, which is nice. Yeah, Cargo made in Ireland. So, now this is, as I say, it's a rare record, and I know maybe 2 years ago I saw a copy go for £600 sterling. Now a few weeks after that I saw a copy going on eBay for 400. So I don't know exactly what this record would cost to buy on eBay now. It might be a lot less than that because these prices do go up and down. But it's a nice record. I suppose you could call it modal type jazz. That's probably not a perfect description, but it's not bebop. It's not hard bebop or anything like that. But it's a nice album, a very nice album. Now, as I say, I've got a copy of this, but that's not really true. I don't have a copy. I'll tell you what I have. I have 20 copies. And this is a genuinely rare album. You know, you might think, well, I've got 20 copies, it can't be that rare. Well, I'm the only person who has 20 copies. And so you might say, well, why have I got 20 copies? Well, I like the record and I like collecting rare jazz records. So when I see a copy, I buy it. Now, some of these copies, there's a couple of copies there I bought for 10, 20 euros. There's a copy there that I paid 100 euros for, which actually is in very poor condition. Got it on eBay. But it happens that one day, this is years ago, I was in a charity shop. It's actually at night time. I just happened to be passing, went in, and there were these boxes all over the floor, and in these boxes there were records, they're not very good, and I was going through them and I came across a few of these Ozone LPs, and in actual fact there were something like 15 copies of this record sitting in a box, and they obviously had never been played. They presumably, these had come out of these records must have come out, they come out of somebody's bedroom. I'm 99 points there of that. Some member of the group, or maybe the producer or something like that, had a whatever it was, 15, 16 of these left over in their house, in their loft, for years, for decades. So naturally I bought them. Now, funnily enough, when I went into that charity shop, they were actually having a record sale that night. And when I went in, there were lots of faces I recognised, record collectors. And they had all been through these records, and they would have seen these and just passed them by because they were Irish, and well, I don't know why, they just passed them by. But anyway, I got them. And as I say, I've now got about 20, I've got exactly 20. But if I take just the last 10 of these roughly. Now these records have never been played. You're talking of roughly a dozen records here have never ever been played. Ever. Not only have they never been played, but you take a record like that, and this is the same as roughly 10 or 12 there. This record has never, ever, ever been removed from its sleeve. I've never removed it from its sleeve. I've never even peeped inside just to make sure it's the same record. So I think it's 12 of these. I haven't got the energy to count them just now, but I think it's 12 of these that I have are literally unplayed. And the last time they were seen by a human eye was in the record factory. So if you're into rare collectible records, it doesn't get any better than that. And now the reason I literally haven't even checked roughly a dozen of these records. The reason is I thought in a vague sort of way, I thought, well, maybe at some point in the future, I thought that maybe at some point in the future I would sell these. I had no intentions of selling them because I don't sell records like that. But I had this vague idea that, okay, maybe I'll sell some of them off on eBay. And I wanted to be able to say to people, this record is mint, it's unplayed, and it's never been removed from its sleeve. Now, there are people who say that, who lie. They get a record, it looks mint, it looks unplayed, and so they say it's unplayed, which it very often is not true. But I wanted to be able to, so to speak, look people in the eye and say, look, the last person who saw that record was the person working in the factory, putting it in their sleeve. And but I'll never sell them, which at one level it's sort of foolish to have about 20 records, but I like collecting. And I like collecting rare jazz, and as I said, Irish jazz is very rare. As I say, I've been making a short video, and I think the number offhand, less than 20 Irish jazz albums have ever been released. So that's that. But it's a good record. It's very agreeable jazz to listen to, regardless of your taste in music. You'd like this. But yeah, 20 copies. I've got 20 copies and one spare sleeve. But it's a great record, and I think it's a great sleeve. I love it. I think that's a real classic, a genuinely classic sleeve. And the lineup: John Moddam, Keith Donald, Mike Nolan, Frank Hess on bass, and on drums you have John Moddam, who is a genuinely great drummer. I think he was actually British, and he died recently enough. So yeah, I think that's quite a cool cover, quite a classic cover, and a nice album. And I've got 20 copies. And if I'm on eBay tonight and I see a copy and it's mint condition, I'd buy it. And I just like I like the whole ritual. You're finding the album, and then the album waiting for the album, and then the album arriving and opening the box and checking the vinyl and putting it on the player. So anyhow, there you are. Noel Kelehan, Quintet, Ozone. And as I said, I will be making a short video in which I'll show you basically all the Irish jazz albums ever released, and you're talking about literally a handful. But some of them interesting records and quite good. So check back and take care.